All right, action.
Hi, I'm Michael Pilarski, and this is November 6, 2017. We're on the northeast tip of the Olympic Peninsula, and I just harvested my Gotu Kola. So it survived some light frost, but we just had a really heavy frost, so I had to get it out of the ground or it would just die. So I'm going to show you what we started with this spring. We had a couple of just little starts like that, and we put them in pots. They weren't even that good. They looked bad. This is actually a pretty nice little bugger right here. That'll grow no problem. So I put that in a pot, and then after a danger of frost was over, put it out onto my berm planting, my hugelkultur berm, in a relatively shady spot. It can grow in full sun, but it likes some shade. So then I walked away and left it for the whole year, and I just came back and dug it up, and this is one plant right here. This whole thing is all connected. There's no glue or anything. Here is the original plant, probably right here. See that big thicker root here? It's a bigger chunk. This is the original little guy, and then it sends out runners, which root, which sends out runners, which root, which sends out runners, which root. And then you get this big, long, all this came from that one start. You use the whole plant material in Gotu Kola, including the root. So this is all product. There's once it's cleaned up, probably a 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of material I can make tincture with. That's probably maybe like 2. So this is pretty good for growing here in a cold temperate zone. You think of this as the tropics. A lot of the stuff that comes in from overseas is really poor quality. So you want to grow your own. Awesome scent. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to take this string here and cut it up. 1 plant, 2 plant, 3 plant, and here's another little guy. And I will actually cut off, might leave a 1 or 2 leaf, whatever, but it doesn't really need any leaf. So what we're going to do now is stick this in a greenhouse, a cold greenhouse where it won't freeze over winter, under a bench or something. You could do it inside but you keep it growing throughout the winter, and next spring you take these things are they're still little, but when it starts getting warm in the spring, this will start sending out its little loopers. So you put a pot here and you put all these pots around it that are empty. It will jump over into the other pots and root themselves very handily. And so next summer, or I should say next late spring, I'll plant it out again and go through the whole process. So these plants, you might have them, they might become eternal. You just keep doing it. No, internal. But anyway, you could have them going for 10, 20 years if you can just make it through the winter. And then you can see, you could have an endless supply of Gotu Kola. Starts that you can then give to your neighbors, friends, or sell. So I'm going to be selling some of these little guys as a fall crop, as well as manufacturing some into medicine. So there's Gotu Kola, Centella asiatica, a subtropical herb you can grow here in the temperate zone. I've grown it in eastern Washington and really hot, dry locations in an irrigated garden where it did really well there too. Last year I had some that grew even bigger than this. So it's pretty successful. Bye-bye.